Have you ever felt overwhelmed or spread too thin, like you just don't have enough energy or time to make your goals that you set happen? Well, in this video, we're walking through how to accomplish exactly what you want in less time and less energy with the help of the book Essentialism. If we haven't met yet, my name is Alisia Krastel, and I help entrepreneurs and realtors make more money in less time through referral business. And I drop videos every Monday. If you want to be alerted, hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell. If your plate is really full and you're not sure what to take off, or you're not sure what should be there in the first place, I'm going to share with you the strategies that I've used from this book that have helped me run 2 successful businesses and balance raising 3 kids at the same time. At the core of this book is the word choice for me. And what Greg Mckeown says about this is that your choice can never be given away and it can never be taken from you, although it can be forgotten. So that was a huge thing for me, that your choice can be, you can forget sometimes that these things are your choice. And whenever I'm stressed or whenever I've done, things aren't going exactly the way I thought, I can always look back at my schedule or look back a little bit and see that there was a choice that I made that wasn't in line with my greatest output. It wasn't in line with what I really truly should be doing and is essential to me and my goals. And sometimes that choice was to not ask someone else for help. Let me know if you can relate to that, because that's something that I've worked long and hard on, and I do try to ask for help more often. Just like you're making a choice right now to watch a video that's going to help you have control over your schedule and have control over the things that you choose to meet your goals, rather than staying in a rut and not changing anything. Clarity is one of the most powerful things talked about in the book. So how do you know how to get where you're going or accomplish that goal if you don't know what that is, if you don't have that North Star? So imagine that you live in Maryland with me and we're planning a trip to California, and that's all we know. We just want to go to California. It's very vague, right? So now let's say we want to go to Los Angeles in May. Okay, well that makes it a little bit more clear. But how about we say we want to drive to Los Angeles, and we do not want to drive more than 8 hours a day, and we're only willing to stay in 5-star hotels, and we want to be there by May 15th. That makes it a lot easier to accomplish. The more details that are in it makes it so much easier to accomplish, because you know what path you can take to get there. So for me, I made a goal that I wanted to do more than $100,000 net income, and I wanted to do it by referral only, and I wanted to do it while making every single event for my kids that I wanted. I wanted it to be my choice, and I made 99% of them. I think I was traveling during one. And I well surpassed that goal, because I had a very specific way that I wanted to get there and very specific things that I wanted to hold accountable. So that spot on the map was very specific for me to get to. So the more specific you can get, the better off you are. If you don't have clarity around that, no worries. Not a lot of people do. So I'm going to help you right now. Pull out a blank piece of paper, and we're going to write down on that blank piece of paper what you want. Like, what do you really want? Write down your income that you want, the net income, what activities you want to do to get that income, the number of hours that you want to work, as many details as you could possibly think of that you want to make happen. And don't worry about the how. The how's not for this exercise. Just write down what you want, pause the video, and come back in a second. Awesome. Now you have that North Star that we can go after. We know the exact point at which we need to get you to. So how do we, as the author like to say, discern from the trivial many things that you do to the vital few essential things, the things that are most important for you to do every day, so you know what's most important? So I looked at my business to see what activities gave me the biggest results. And for me, it was referrals. It was the highest profitability, the easiest to do, the least time consuming. So I doubled down on referrals. So anything that came my way that might be like another lead source, Zillow, a paid item, I'm not doing that, because this is my vital few is referrals and relationship building. So what is the vital few for you? The next step is to acknowledge the unimportance of nearly everything. Let that sink in a little bit. The unimportance of almost everything. So many of us let everything feel like it's the most important. Like everything that we do must be done by us. And it's just not the case. So let that sink in for a second, and then it's game on. There's no more yes. There's only hell yeah or no, I'm not doing it. If there's an in-between feeling, it's a no. The author talks about this TED Talk from Derek Sivers about the 90-10 rule, where essentialists will do the top 10% of things. They'll say yes to the top 10%. And if it's just like a pretty good idea, they won't do it. Because the pretty good stuff, even though it might seem like a good opportunity, it's derailing you from the excellent opportunities. And it's totally distracting you from the goals, that North Star that you set. That kind of means you got to leave FOMO behind. And how you do that is say no. And through the book, there are several ways that he shows you how to say no. And I love that he talks about having a graceful no. I have 3 kids, lots of questions and requests for me to sell things, fundraise, volunteer, help do this project, make these things. And it's just unrealistic to be able to say yes to everything. So I've learned to say a graceful no. And while it might have been hard in the beginning, if I say yes to all of that, I'm losing out on my goals, and I'm losing out on the things that I need to do for my family. And it's not that I can't do those things. It's I choose not to, and I don't feel guilty about it, which is a whole nother video that I'll link up in the bar somewhere for you to see about not having guilt and being an entrepreneur realtor. So you can say, thanks for thinking of me, but I don't have the bandwidth right now, which is usually the case and is true. I would love to, yet I'm just overcommitted right now. Saying a clear no and a graceful no is so much better than stringing people along and giving them a maybe and let me think about it for a while. I find that I don't want to think about it anymore. The whole point of me saying no is that I don't want it to take up brain space for me. I realized through the book and practicing this that people started to value my time even more when I said no more, because they realized I'm not saying yes to everything, and they knew it was a big deal if I was able to commit. You can uncommit. You know how I know? The book says so. And I've tried it. And it's okay. And I've actually told some people, I really don't want to uncommit. I don't want to cancel. And they were like, are you crazy? Please, let us know. We don't want to cause any more stress on you. Nobody wants to cause more stress. It's okay if you were excited about something and said yes, and realized once you had a good look at your schedule, this is not going to fit or it's going to stress me out. Just be upfront with them and let them know. And don't think of it as you bailing on them. You're opening up that spot or that time for them to have lunch or dinner with someone else, or you're opening up an opportunity for someone else to volunteer who really would love to do it rather than you who are just doing it out of obligation. So the author says, embrace the wisdom of your inner child. Basically, he's giving you permission to go have fun and letting you know that that's part of the process and that's part of how you come up with these great ideas. Let me know if you've ever been on vacation or been relaxing and had the best idea you've had in months. It's because you need to be rested, and your most playful, most imaginative, and problem solving happens in your subconscious and when you're relaxed. So what he says there really is amazing, because it really does give you permission and some evidence that this is part of protecting the asset. I mean, how many times have you heard protecting the asset? And I didn't really get it until I read this. You're the asset. You're the asset. You have to give yourself time and space to create and to problem solve. And by doing this and letting yourself play, you're helping your business and you're helping your family. So how do you execute those vital few things that you deemed essential earlier and do it almost effortlessly? I love this because this is something I've never thought about before. Is he suggests giving yourself adding 50% time of a buffer to every project or to every meeting. Maybe it's a listing appointment. Add 50% time because it gives you the buffer instead of rushing from place to place or rushing from activity to activity, project to project. You're giving yourself that buffer to catch things, to have one more solution, one more idea, do it 10% better. And that's where the amazing results come from. And it feels like effortless because you're not rushed doing it. You have more than ample time to do it. This also means finding the bottlenecks that are issues for you, the bottlenecks and the obstacles. And for me, when I looked at my business, the bottleneck was me. And I didn't have a lot of time, so things got caught up with me sometimes, and I was the bottleneck. So I decided to do live video to leverage my time, which has helped immensely. And I've decided to do YouTube. And I decided to turn the volume up on myself to attract clients rather than chase. The author also talks about boundaries, which I'm huge on, boundaries and standards. So what are your boundaries going to be? Have you ever had someone ask to meet you at 3 o'clock and you said, well, 3 is not, I have an appointment at 3 o'clock, but so could we meet at 5? And they say, okay, no big deal, right? What is the difference between that appointment being a real estate appointment or a business appointment versus your kid's soccer game? So think about right now, what are those boundaries and standards going to be? Do you want to make every single game? Is that important to you? Or do you want to work out every single day at a certain time? Then block off that time and hold that standard like nobody's business, because the people making the appointment really don't care if it's 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock. You now have the foundation to set yourself up to win and achieve more while doing less in less time. If you'd like to hear what I have to say about the other 4 books that have just been a huge part of my business and building my business, so hit the subscribe button so you know when those videos drop. Let me know what strategy in the Essentialism book will help you most going forward. If you found Essentialism and my video helpful, please give it a like and let me know with the subscribe so I know to make more videos just like this one.